Hi, welcome back to another tutorial. In the previous tutorial I talked about the circle moving, but for this tutorial we're gonna talk about a task that includes a custom game. Well, it's not a complex game, it's a very simple guess the name number game. It's the code that's gonna uh, ask the user to guess a number, and when gets the number, it will give him congrats. And when he doesn't, it will ask the computer will ask the user to guess again, and it will keep on going. We're gonna loop that. So, and we're gonna add some other things to it too, like ask their name, and others change their name, update their name, and more to make it a bit more complex for this task. So let's go ahead and open up my Visual Studio Code. I've already written the code. I will just be explaining it. I have a bit of a low-end PC and it does not really work really well. Okay, this is something else. I'm just gonna open a folder and go to and just locate my folder real quick. It's this one, custom, select folder, and there it is. Okay, let's go. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, so of course, first of all, we have our libraries. Now, why we're using namespace std and string here is because we're going to be using names, right? So when we're using names, we need to have a namespace and a hash include string, as we'll be using the string data type. Now, in the previous task, we did not use functions or procedures, but here we're going to use them. Like this is a double data type error underscore speed. Yeah, I forgot to tell you. Not We're not only going to be testing different number game, but we're going to be testing different names, and we want to be calculating airspeed of birds at the same time. So first we're going to do is write a function for the airspeed, and we're going to take double air underscore speed, double frequency, double amplitude. So this is what we need for taking its airspeed out. We need a frequency and we need the amplitude. So we're going to write it this way. These are the statements. And you're wondering what this constant is. Now, strouhal 0.33 is a constant that needs to be inside this formula. Well, we could have written 0.33, but this way it's better. We can just predefine it and use it wherever we want with its name. Now, this is of course a predefined formula, so yeah, and this is its constant, so we just define it there. And similarly, and now we will, of course, once we have written the airspeed, we need its output, right? So what we're gonna do is void. We're gonna take void for its output data type, and we're gonna write output underscore airspeed underscore speed. You can write whatever you want with underscores. Of course, we can take spaces. Spaces and programming is like hell. Yeah, hell and life. So you don't want to use spaces anywhere. So you're gonna say string name, its frequency, and its amplitude. Then we're gonna write name, and if you can add colon to it, you can add exclamation mark, anything you want. I'm gonna use colon, and then I'm gonna write right underscore line, air underscore speed, frequency, and amplitude, whatever the values are. Then the common string prompt for this that will be used. This will read in whatever the prompt is. We will be using this in different places, like here. It's going to read underscore string, it will go to this function here. And if it is read underscore integer for age, it will go to this function here and it will convert it to integer. As it is line is a string, but it will we need to use this whenever we're using the string and we want it to be an integer. We need to use this convert function. Okay, after that we're gonna test different use a test different names function. Okay, so what we're gonna need is of course variable name and then variable age. So what we're gonna write is name is equals to read underscore string. It will go up to that string function. What is your name? It will ask the user. Age, what is your age? It will go to this function. It will ask the user what is your age. Now we're gonna set up a bit of a bit of conditions. Okay, so we're going to use the if function, and if function condition we're going to write that if the user inputs the name Harun, then write welcome back and how can I help you. And if else the name is Amar that the user inputs, then write good guy. You can of course write any name, any line you want. It would not hurt it at all. And after this, what you want to do is you want to say you can say right underscore line. Do I know you? Like you're a stranger to me. I don't know who you are. Where you coming from? You hacking my system? You know. Okay, so next we're gonna write a right underscore line name, right age, right underscore line age. This will output all this code that we've written here. Then next to our main thing, the guess that number. You can use, of course, any function name here. You can say guess underscore that underscore number. You can say guess underscore number. It doesn't make any difference. So what we're gonna use is we're gonna use a string line, a guess, and a target. Now guess and target, of course, we're gonna be guessing numbers. So we're gonna use them as integer data type. So we're gonna say that our target is equal to random 100 plus 1. So with that, this means that a random number will multiply to 100 plus 1. And after this, we're gonna write underscore line. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. This means that the number will be between 1 and 100. So now we're gonna use a while loop as we want to keep on going until the user guesses the right number. We don't want it to end right away. So what we're gonna do is use a while loop, of course, loops, everywhere loops. So what we're gonna do is use a while loop, and inside its condition we're gonna write guess not equals to target. This sign is means not equals to in C++ and many other languages too. Okay, so what we're gonna write is we're gonna enter first is write enter guess and a colon. Anything you want, of course, you can write anything in here. Then you're gonna write is line equals to read underscore line. Now what this is gonna do is read the line, sorry, and then what we're gonna do is guess equals to convert underscore to underscore integer line. Now of course, and line is a string, and we want our guess line is a string. You can see here, right? So what we want to do is we want the guess and the target to be in integers. So what we're gonna do is guess equals to, and we're gonna use the convert function. We're gonna use convert underscore to underscore integer. This is a predefined function in C++. You cannot change this, of course, and then whatever you want to change, and we want to change here is line. We're gonna write line semicolon. Then we're gonna say now we're gonna set up how the numbers are gonna play. Now we're gonna use an if function and tell that if guess is less than the target, then we're gonna give the user a line that sorry my number is greater than whatever they have inputted to underscore string guess. And the else if we can write guess is if the guess is greater than target, if it's less than then this, if it is greater than then we're gonna write that my number is less than this. You can write, of course, anything you want. It will not change anything. And we're gonna add this plus two underscore string guess, and then right underscore line wow. And once and else, if they get the right answer, then we were gonna output wow you got it. My number was this, whatever they inputted. And okay, so now that's put aside. All right, now that's done. Most of the coding is done. You can say all the meat part is done. All this region is next. Well, not for everyone, but for me it is. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is go into our main function, as if we leave it and do nothing in the main function, nothing will output. So what we want to do is create a menu. And to do that, we're gonna take a string line, of course, can't do anything without that. Then we're gonna take an option integer. Now, what we're gonna do with the option integer is we want to give the user a menu with different options like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we're gonna do is we don't want the user to just pick one. Let's say he picks number two, calculate airspeed, and he gets that, and he has to run the program, and we have to run the program again to select another one. So what we're gonna do is add a quit option to it, and we're gonna put it in a loop. So when we put in a loop, it will not close unless the quit button is pressed. So what we're gonna do is write choose option. This is gonna ask the user to choose the options they want. The line equals right, read underscore line. Option will of course you convert it into integer as you want it to be integer 1, 2, 3, 4. That's integer of course. Then we're gonna use the switch statement. Now what switch statement does here is it will become cases. Now when we have for each number of these we will use different certain cases. Now what this will do is with just the upper for this thing is nothing without this, as this is the back end of it. This will support this. It's the server coding for it in a web development language. It's you can say it's the server coding. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna in case one was just your name. We're gonna write test underscore different underscore names, which we wrote here, I guess. Yeah, this function and this whole code will be run when we press the number one. We're gonna write break. That's the syntax of the switch statement. And for case two, we're gonna write the output underscore race underscore speed. You can write one of these. You can write both. You can write any other bird you want the airspeed of, and you can write there. This was the let me check. I forgot. This was the where is it? Yeah, that was the first is the frequency, and then is the and the 15 is the frequency. This is the amplitude, and then it will go up there. When we press 2, then it will calculate the air velocity of these both these words, and then we get the output. Of course, we will check that out later. First, we need to understand the code. Then we're going to go to the third case, and that will take us to the main part of the code, that is to play, I guess, the number game. And then it will take us to the number 4, which is the quit. And for quit, we want to say goodbye to our user to make it look good. And then we're gonna write please, and of course, there are 4 options, right? What if the user enters 5, 6? And he's like, why isn't it working? For someone who doesn't know how computer works, there are a lot of people out there, believe me. So what we want to do is we're gonna tell the user if they enter a wrong key that please enter an option from the menu. And in the end, we're gonna write option is not equal to 4. Now when we write this, it means that options should not be greater than 4. And this condition supports this line. And then of course return equals 0. Alright, I hope you understood that. Now let's go to our terminal to execute the code. Okay, of course I like to drag it. Let me just drag this. Okay, cd space, custom drag and drop it. You can of course write the directory's location if you want, but I like to do it this way. Then you can write the skim clang plus plus program.cpp minus o directory name, enter, and then we shall write dot slash directory name and enter. Okay, now see the menu is here. Let me put this on full screen. I hope you can see this. Okay, so we have 4 options, right? Let's test them all one by one. Let's press 1. What is your name? Let's put a name that we didn't add in the age. Okay, now look, it's saying do I know you. Now if we put in the name we put in the code, it says welcome back. See, now we can do is calculate airspeed. 2, it will calculate the airspeed. Now we want to guess the number game. Okay, so it's telling me I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. Alright, let's see, it's 10. Okay, it's greater than 10. Okay, let's try 20. It's greater than 20. Okay, let's try 30. It's even greater than 30. It's less than 40. It's greater than 35. It's greater than 36, it's greater than 38, greater than 38, it's 39. Wow, you got it. My number was 39. Now, before we quit, I want to do is press this. Now, I pressed 5 and it said, please enter an option from the menu. See, now the user knows that he needs to press a button between 1 to 4. Now, if you press 4, it will go ahead and say goodbye and the program will be closed and the terminal will you can go ahead to the next line. See, so this is how we create a menu with inside different things. You can add more things to it if you want to just practice it around, play it around, and yeah, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching.